Hello everybody and welcome to techselect. My name is Linus and today I am giving you reasons why you should throw away that Windows operating system and switch over to Linux. Sounds like my name, eh? So I'm sure all of you at one moment felt like you were just tired of Windows and you needed something that can do better, and because things are tough, you can't really get that Mac, so you're looking for an alternative. Now here are some of the reasons why you should actually consider switching over to Linux operating system. Now Linux operating system has been out there for so long and it has been there for decades and decades, just that its popularity started kicking in very recently. Not so long ago, I'd say the popularity started kicking in when people started making a lot of noise about Ubuntu Linux, but there were so many other variants of Linux out there. Now why should you switch from your current operating system, Windows or Mac, and switch over to Linux operating system? First reason among them all is the price. Now Linux is free. I kid you not, Linux operating system is actually very free of charge. It's free for you to use, and since it's running on an open source kind of platform, different people just keep contributing to it and putting in the ideas and code, so it is free for everybody to access. Now this here is the main reason as to why I would highly recommend you to switch over to Linux operating system, because it is free, so there are no licenses to buy, there are no hidden costings behind it. Basically all you have to do is go download and it is yours forever. If you're actually planning on switching on to Linux, I highly recommend you try out Ubuntu Linux. I don't know, I keep calling it Linux. Everybody on YouTube calls it Linux. Okay, try out Ubuntu Linux, and yeah, that one I think is the easiest for you to jump on because there's a big community and a lot of help guidelines out there on the internet. Number two reason for you to switch over to Linux is Linux operating system, or Linux operating system, is very stable and reliable. We have all at any one moment, even without our knowledge, all of us at one moment have interacted with a device that is running on Linux, or with something that is actually running off a Linux based kind of system. Now Linux is so stable to a point that over 95% of the websites we interact with every single day are hosted on Linux servers. So you definitely know whatever system it is you're getting is very stable. It shall not disturb you whatsoever, and it is not going to easily be crashing on you anytime soon. I know of a network administrator that has run his Linux operating system for 2 years straight without any sort of reboot, and that was just phenomenal. Of course, I wouldn't advise you to be doing this because you really have to keep updating your operating system for security purposes. Lots of crazy guys out there. But he ran his network system for 2 years without shutting it down at any one moment, and it ran perfectly. So this kind of stability is what you expect when you switch over to Linux. No blue screen of death. That screen is frustrating on Windows. Reason number three why you should switch over to Linux or Linux operating system is compatibility and performance. Now, Linux operating system will run on almost anything. That's one thing I really like about it. It will run on almost anything, be it a small device like a Raspberry Pi, a tiny computer like the ones they put on those mini robots you see people make, be it even a very old computer, your computer from, let's say, 1999 or 2001, Linux will definitely run on it. There are even some really extremely scaled down versions of Linux, like Tiny Core Linux, that will run on a machine with just 16 MB of RAM. Imagine 16 MB of RAM and you're good to go. So whether your laptop is old, whether your desktop is old, whether it is tiny, where it has 1 GB of RAM, 23 MB of RAM, you can definitely get a Linux operating system running on it. So it basically gives life to your old hardware. Now, for those that are in Uganda, you do know how expensive data can get. Not only in Uganda, but let's say within Africa, those that are not on unlimited plans. So you have your small data bundle, loaded it on your phone and maybe hotspot it to your laptop, or maybe it's on your MiFi, and then you're like, let me quickly attach an email for the office or something like that. Then you connect that to your laptop and within seconds the data is reason being Windows decided to update itself in the background. I really hate this about Windows. It's one of the things I just do not like at all about Windows. However, On Linux, much as the system has its updates, it allows you to decide when, how, where. Basically, you have total control. It will let you decide what time you want to update, when should it update, should you even update at all. So it gives you all this control at your fingertips. Reason 5 is definitely going to be viruses. Now, all those that know Linux operating system, they know that it is a very, very secure OS. And since it's a kind of closed community, there are really few people that are developing for Linux operating systems. The bad guys in this case have not really taken the time to focus so much onto the operating system, and it as an OS by itself is a very, very secure platform. So you're very sure that you're not going to be getting any sorts of viruses attacking your machine when you're running Linux. So I've seen many people be very scared, to plug in a flash disk. Somebody wants a song from your PC and you're like, no, I can't. You don't plug in your flash, it will give me viruses. Or I've seen other people who work, let's say, at a video library, and someone comes like, I want a movie on my flash, and you're really scared, to give them the movie. But if you're running on Linux, no worries at all. You're not getting any virus anytime soon. Just plug in, give the person their movie or their data and whatsoever, and you have no worries of viruses whatsoever. Reason 6 will be variety. Now, Linux comes in all kinds of flavors and distributions, also known as distros. There are so many distros out there for you to pick from, and I am sure you can always find a distro that works to your needs. Do you need a distro that looks like Windows? It's there. Do you want a distro that looks like Mac? It's there. Do you want a distro that doesn't have an interface? It is there. So there is a variety of distributions out there of Linux that you can get, and it matches your very need. Number 7 would be customization. Now, Linux is one very, very customizable operating system, and I love it for this. You can decide the look, the feel, the behavior. Basically, every single thing is at your fingertips. The kernel is open to you, and it's up to you to decide what you want to do with your Linux operating system. You can change the icon style, you can change the look and feel, you can change how the icon wobbles when you tap on it. Basically, you can change each and everything. Talking about that is, let's say you have Ubuntu operating system, you can decide that now I want it to look like Mac. You can put in all those things and make it look like an actual Mac OS. Or if you decide tomorrow you're tired of how Mac looks like and you want it to look like Windows, you can change all these things about the Linux operating system, and this is something really, really wonderful for you to have, and it's a good reason for you to switch. Now, the final reason, which would be reason number 8 for you to switch over to Linux, is apps or applications. Now, it's so easy, first of all, to get the applications because they're all in one place. Or if you don't want to use the App Store version, you can just use the command window, type in whatever app you want and get it, or you use the app side of it and use the various app stores that are out there. Now, there are so many applications out there for Linux, to a point that whatever it is you are looking for, I guarantee you shall find an alternative for you to use on Linux. If you are looking, let's say, for Office, Microsoft Office, you can use LibreOffice. If you are into video editing, there are so many applications out there for you to just jump on. If you're a DJ and you want, to have something to play music with, there's Mix. Basically, any app you've been using on Windows, you shall find an alternative version for it on the store. And also, added advantage to this is, of recent, new app developers are adding a version of Linux. Case in point, DaVinci Resolve for editing works on Mac, Windows, and Linux. For those that do gaming, there is Steam. Now, Steam also does work across all platforms, Mac, Windows, and Linux OS. So all the new apps that are coming out there, developers are actually taking the time to port them over to Linux, and that's a really, really good reason for you to make the switch over to Linux. If you enjoy these kinds of videos and really like what you see right here on this channel, go ahead right now, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down depending on how you find the experience. Remember to do subscribe to the channel because it helps you and it helps us grow as well. And also definitely make sure that you share this with your friends out there. Let the word go around that this channel is out there. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you in the next video. Cheers.